Hey everybody, this is Mickey G. Don't you just hate it when somebody dents up your car? Especially when they do it and they leave. A hit and run. Well, Rodney and I talk about that today in this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School.
Not trying to make it about me or nothing like that, but ever since I got my truck, I've noticed some of the looks that I've gotten. It's in the shop now, getting repainted because sucker plowed in the back of me over at a friend of mine's house. Car parked in the driveway. How the hell did he hit my truck?
Really?
Yeah, this is the second time I was over there. One time, somebody backed into it. I didn't even realize till I got home. And Rosin came outside. She goes, "What happened to your truck over there?" Somebody backed into the door and put a crease in it. I'm like, my boy called me yesterday. Said, "Hey man, I put some meat on the grill." I said, "Well, that's all right. I ain't coming back over there." It to me it looks like it's, and I know I got a prejudiced view of it, but like somebody's hitting it on purpose, man. Two times at the same house. Come on now, and one is in the driveway. It wasn't even on the road. It was in the driveway.
And obviously they didn't tell you. They didn't stop or do anything.
No, it's hit and run. I've
Yeah.
been trying to get my police report, and I still hadn't got it. And yeah, yep, hit and run. But for the grace of God, the neighbors across the street had just moved in, and what happened? The storm popped up real quick, started pissing down rain, and we were looking out of his back patio door. Said, "Man, where did that come from?" You know. And no sooner than we sat back down, the doorbell rang. We come back to neighbors across the street. Uh, there's someone's Cadillac out here that just got hit and run. I was like, what? Went out there, man, and ran into the back of my damn truck, man. And uh, lucky for them, they were nice. And they had a description of the car. It was a red Jeep or something, they said it was. And they got the license plate number.
Well, they did?
Yeah, and I was like,
okay.
Thank you. At first, I think it was one of those hesitations, they didn't want to get involved kind of things.
Right.
And then we were all out there looking at it and thinking, damn, you know. And so they all came across, and then they introduced themselves to my buddy because they had just moved in. Then all of a sudden they came back and said, well, we got a license plate number. They didn't say that at first. They got a license plate number, so I'm trying to figure out what Barney Fife and them are doing. You got a description of the car and you got a license plate. What is all that technology? All I got to do is punch it in the system and see, get an address. You know, but I've been calling up there not to get it because I ain't really worried about it because it was just like, what you gonna do? So the only reason I'm in trying to get that report, my claims adjuster said, "Sir, we get that report, we're gonna waive that deductible." I said, "Well, hell, let me get that damn report then." If you gonna do that, so he sent me an email yesterday, and he said, "Well, I sent him one, and he said, thank you for keeping us up to date." He said, "But I'll keep trying to get it." So I even asked the paint and body shop, "Man, how long does that take?" He said, "Man, that could take weeks." So I don't know. I just said, well, hell, I just paid the deductible. I want my truck back. That's all I know. But it definitely sounds like it's almost purposely being done.
Yeah, it almost sounds like that.
So I told Rosin, I said, yeah, I'm going to drive your little Infiniti the next time I go over his house. But
Yeah, man. I mean, I hope ain't nobody just doing it on purpose, but like you say, it almost sounds like it in some aspects.
Yeah.
I tell you.
And then to run, you know, hit and run. The folks were saying, we thought they were going to get out. And come ring the doorbell, they backed up and took off.
Yeah. which is usually normal. People, especially if somebody got something going on there, they gonna take off.
Mm-hmm.
You might get somebody who's a you know upright person that would come tell you, but especially if it's young kids or something like that, yeah, they gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, these were two old white dudes. They said. Well, they were telling the cop that when he was there doing a report. He said, "Did you see the driver?" I said, "Yeah, it was two old white men." I was like, "Okay." So, but I'm like, they even said that their truck looked new, and but I'm saying surely they had to take it somewhere. Well, I guess it was still drivable. They might be driving around with uh, with it bent up. They said the hood was bent up.
Uh-huh.
And so the cop that first got there that was doing the report and investigation and stuff, well, one of his buddies pulled up behind him. And he was like, "Yeah, what happened? Da 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 da." And so he started telling him what was going on. He said, "I just saw that truck." He said, "I was just wondering why this new looking truck had the hood all bent up on it."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, of course, I would say this. I'm like, well, wouldn't that make you wonder? And stop him and say, "What's up?" You know, being that you're a cop, hit and runs, I'm sure, are prevalent. He said, "Yeah, I just saw that." He named the street that he saw it going down. He said, "I noticed they slowed up when I went past them." It's like, damn, son. He looked like he could have been Barney Fife's first cousin, though. He was
Just like tonight, there was a bad accident down there on Lower Broad in Nashville. Man hit four people crossing the crosswalk, ran a red light,
damn.
killed one of them. The other three are in the hospital. 87 years old.
Oh,
87 years old. Had his wife in the car with him and his caregiver. I said, well, why in the hell wasn't the caregiver driving then?
I'm telling you, why
His
does he
wife
still
and the
have a
caregiver.
license?
And 87 years old. And just ran over people last night and killed one. I said, man, I thought that's why you had a caregiver so that you didn't do things you shouldn't be doing. But
Yeah,
I'm sure it was those typical things. Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. But yeah, 87 years old.
good Lord. Yeah, man, this world is something else, man. All the way around.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So
So
don't.
I was I was listening, and I sometimes I wonder about our our future generations too, because I was listening to the morning show the other morning. They had this little like male versus female like trivia contest kind of thing
Hmm.
going on. And some of these young people called in, man. They ask them a question. They ask them what three squared was. They didn't know the answer to that. They ask him what do you call the person who goes to school to be a doctor for animals? His one brother said an animalologist. I said, come on now. An animalologist. The animalologist. He's an animalologist? I'm like, come on, people. This is our future generation going on in. How about an animalologist? I don't know. It just it's amazing sometimes when you listen to some of that kind of stuff, and you definitely make you want to wonder about our future.
Yeah,
They ain't got no more sense than to say an animalologist. And I said it's probably one of those things where they were just really overthinking things because I mean everybody knows what a veterinarian is. I mean, for instance, since you was a kid, you took your dogs to a veterinarian, kind
yeah.
of. Yeah, he said an animalologist. So.
Man,
Oh
some of these
well.
things that I read on there, I'm like, there ain't no hope, man. And hell, it ain't all young people. These folks, one of my pet peeves is the ones where, like somebody passes on and I'm so sorry for your lost. I'm like, come on now. At first, I was giving them a break. I was like, well, sometimes, you can put a word in there and the computer will put something in there.
Right, right.
But, hell, it ain't doing it to all that. I was like, damn. Someone that I knew not real close had passed away, and I put, you know, my little salutation thing on there, and then I said, and I'm so sorry for your loss, and I made a point of capitalizing loss. And I'm like, man, how do these people do it? It's one I saw yesterday, and I said I wasn't gonna forget it. Of course, famous last words for me
Right,
anymore.
right.
And it just amazes me. But this is how they talk, and then the way they spell a word, they 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 don't spell it like it's supposed to be spelled, but they spell it like they say it.
Say it. Yeah.
I'll be like, come on now. Come on now. Even if you didn't, because I know sometimes I get a word. Y'all can't even think of it now, but I get a word that it just screws me up. I have to look it up to make sure I got it spelled right. I'm like, damn, you got an encyclopedia in your hand. You can't look it up, and make sure you got it right. You know?
I do that more than I ever done before. Because sometimes I'll have the word spelled right. It just don't look right. I'm like,
Right.
for some
Yeah.
reason that don't look right. But I know it's spelled. I'll go out there and either do the spell check if I'm, Word or something, if I'm on something like Facebook or sending an email out or something. I'll go out there and I'll Google it and make sure I
Yeah.
got it spelled right just because I don't want to use the wrong tense or the wrong word or whatever.
Right.
But there's other people you can tell they don't spell text. They just put it out there, like you say, a lot of times like they say it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, goodness, won't y'all just pay some attention to what you writing before you put it out there? 'Cause I see it all the time too. I see it all the time too.
Yeah. I know one of my definitely pet things that I do, and I look it up. I have to look it up every time. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. I ain't gonna forget that this time. Let me have to do it again. I'm like, damn, let me look that up. But I always get net and gross intertwined,
Right, right.
and I have to go back and make sure which one is which, you know. And but for some reason that just does not stick with me, you know. And I guess with my logic, I got that old Negroid logic. You know, when you if you ask me what I make is what I bring home. Not thinking about the taxes and all the other that's
Right,
coming
right.
out of it. So what's your uh, and when you logically think about it, your gross would be what the overall is, and your net is what you're bringing home.
Right,
But
right.
to me, when they say it, I'm like, is this? But I have to really concentrate on that when it comes up.
Yeah, I do too. I got words like I was just trying to think of it. I mean, in that course now, like you said, when I want to think about what those are, I can't think of them.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah.
certain words and certain situations that I have to keep asking myself. There's been times that I've got them screwed up. Even though I've thought about it and I get them
Yeah.
screwed up.
Yep.
And I'm like, what's so hard about that? It ain't that big of a deal. But I'll get things screwed up just like the same way, like you say, stuff that I
Hmm.
know I struggle with. Nothing critical. It ain't rocket science, just simple stuff. But for some reason, I struggle with using the right word or having in the right way, and then I'll go ahead and screw it up again. I said, now you went over that 10 times in your mind and you still
Exactly.
messed it up.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
tell
I do the
yourself,
same thing.
I ain't gonna forget this next time. I'm gonna get this next time. Shh. Be the same damn thing.
Uh, and just like you said too, I'll tell myself, I don't need to write that down. It's so fresh in your mind now. You ain't gonna forget that. Shh.
Hmm.
I get thinking, what was that again? I was
Yep.
like, why didn't you write it down? And I get to the point to where I write more stuff down than I ever had in my life, and I still
Hmm.
talk myself out of writing stuff down at some
Yeah.
time. Oh, you'll
Yeah.
remember. You'll remember.
Yeah.
Shoot. I ain't remember nowhere near. Boy, if you don't start writing. Matter of fact, at one time I said you need to get you one of them little mini recorders. So when
Yeah,
when it's in
man.
your mind right at that second, you can pop it out, say, Mickey, go in. Okay, just something real quick.
Yeah.
And I said
Yeah.
that's real nerdy to do do something like that. But there
Man.
are times when I said I wish I had like a little pocket recorder where I could just pop out and just say a couple of quick words to remind myself. So when I do go back, I say, okay, let me go listen to whatever it was. But I ain't done that, you know.
Yeah, I do the same thing, man. I buy them little post-it note pads, buy the packages, 5 or 6 to however many to a package. I got some upstairs, some downstairs. If I think about it up here, I say, oh, I need to run, do this and do that. Man, I don't even get out the driveway good. It's like, what was I doing now?
Yeah, I got tons of them too, and I'll do stuff like if I'm talking to somebody or whatever, I say, okay, give me that number. I'll write the number down, 6, blah, 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 wrote the number down, and then a day or two later, I go back, I look at my little sticky pad, I look at it, I said, now who the hell number is that?
Exactly.
I wrote the number down. I didn't write down who it is. I said, now who's not? So I go back in my phone, trying to go back and look. Okay, that call came in on Thursday. Now who did I talk to? What was I doing? I'm thinking, why didn't you just write the name down? I'll
Yeah,
write the number down, don't write the name down, and go back. And I got to myself to now. I said, when you through with whatever that number had to do with, just mark it out so you don't try to remember. Well, what's going on with that number? I got this
yeah,
number on my post-it pad, but I have no idea whose number that is or why I even wrote it down.
yep.
So yeah, I do
I
that
know
too.
it.
Write the number
Yes,
down, but don't
sir.
write down who it was.
Yes, sir. Or get a call and then, well, it's going into the log. I remember that number. I don't know who called because there's so many people. And inevitably, there'll be 5 or 6 calls coming. I'm like, now, which one of them numbers was such and such when I could have easily just written the damn thing down?
Same thing with me. I'm like, why did you just write it down? Whose number that was? Then you ain't gotta be sitting here trying to recreate the last 3 days of what you've done to try to
Hmm.
think of where that number may have came from. Yeah, I do the same thing.
Well, it's just like with this, being in between the insurance company and the paint and body shop. I bet you my email, my text messages have grown about 50 strong since I've started dealing with them, and that's been a week and a half ago. I mean, USAA just redundant. I mean, that's what the last email said. Then I got my my paint and body representative. He called me Tuesday because he had told me, so I call all my clients on Tuesdays and Thursdays, give them an update. I said, all right. And so, because when I went to turn it in, he said, well, Mr. Turner, I did a thorough look at your truck when you brought it in. He said, I've already ordered all the parts. The parts are in the warehouse. It's just a matter of us getting it and replacing it and then getting it in for painting. I'm like, oh, cool, okay. He said, now you're going to get an email. It's going to tell you that it'll be ready in 30 days. He said, just disregard that, you know. So I got that email. So a few days later, now this is after I talked to him. A few days later, I got another one that said, we'll see you in 21 days, an update. I'm like, nah, he just told me I got all the parts in the back. We should have this in about 3 to 5 days, just, depending on the painting. We'll paint it this weekend, and I like to give it anywhere from 3 to 5 days before we turn it over to you. So I'm thinking you're going to get the car to me Tuesday, but your email is saying see you in 21 days. I'm like, man, you could save all that traffic, man. My goodness. And USAA, they doing the same things. And well, we're giving you the status of your project number and all that. And okay, but you ain't saying nothing. I get the status right here.
Hmm.
But man, I'm gonna have to go in and delete half a book of text once I get done with them because I hold on to them all just in case.
I do the same thing. I see what you're saying. Man said, you shouldn't be using your email as a storage. I said, well, I'm just always thinking about if I erase it and then something's going to happen down the road, I'm going to go
Yep.
back to try to find it to refresh my memory or whatever, and it's gone. So yeah,
Yep.
I know I got a message from Comcast saying my message, I was like 99.9% of my storage space for email. And I went back in, man, look at all these messages you got. You got the first one you sent out, you got the one they replied to, you got the one you replied back to them. I said, I just keep them. I said, I just keep them that way. I ain't
Yep.
got to worry about, losing stuff when I need it. She said, but that's what's taking up all your that. And, you got, email with pictures that are huge and stuff like that. I said, I know. So I did go back and try to clean some of that stuff up to just give me some more space. But I'm the same way too. I just don't want to lose something that I think I'll need, because I'll do that. I'll
Yeah.
go in and search my emails. I say, I know I got that email in
Yep.
there somewhere. I know I
Exactly.
did, because I know I kept it. I'm going through them and putting in search terms to try to bring it up and everything. But I'm the same way. I have a lot more emails than probably I should have, but I just don't like
Mm-hmm.
getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm. And then to add on to that too, our class reunion is coming up. Every week there's something, and uh, not only that, I joined classmates.com. I bet you it's been 15 years ago, and that's about after about a few months of that, I was tired of that. I ain't go back on there no more. They have still been sending me stuff all this time. So now that our reunion is coming up, I'm getting all these. Who was it one today? Y. Simmons looked at your whatever they say, come to your account to look
Mhm.
you up. Do you know why Simmons? Like hell no. He come up with all these names, try to get you to get in there. Oh, if you want to upgrade, we can upgrade from right here. I ain't upgraded in 15 years. Why am I upgrade now? You know, uh, Brenda Bastian is trying to contact you. I'm like, I don't even know no Brenda Bastian. So, but it happened so many times. I got my yearbook out trying to see who is Brenda Bastian. I don't know no Brenda Bastian. I ain't found that one yet. So I guess I'm gonna walk around looking at name tags when I go down there. Who is Brenda Bastian? I want to see her.
Yeah. Well, my class decided after last year that they're going to have reunions every year from now
Hmm.
on. And just because, hey, like you expect, we're just losing people.
Right, right.
And they're having another one this year. And we were talking about that at a meeting we were having the other day. I said, last year we were at our family reunion and not a family reunion, class reunion. And we were sitting there talking, and there was a guy sitting over on along the wall with some other people talking and stuff. We kept saying, trying to talk low. Who is that? Who is that? And we were all looking around. I don't know. Well, there's this one girl, this one white girl. She knows everybody. Named
Hmm.
Darlene. Said, call Darlene over here and ask who it is. I said, Darlene, come here. I said, who is that sitting over there in the corner talking? She said, that's this guy named Mark. I said, that's Mark? They all looked at it. That's Mark? It's like, damn. I know it's been 50 years, but nobody thought that's who that was. We said, that's who that is? That's who
Yeah.
that is. And then, of course, after you look at him again, after they tell you the name, you look and sort of like, yeah, I can sort of see him now, looking back at what he looked like back in school. But yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I said, yeah, people come up to me and, especially since I do that little TV show back then, Mickey, I saw you. I watch your show all the time. And I'm trying to look at that name tag without looking
Yeah.
at the name tag,
Yeah.
trying to figure out who it
Yep.
is. I'm like, hey, I don't know who you are.
Exactly. Same, same here, man. I'll be sitting there like, and then even when I do, because they put pictures on ours, pictures and name,
Right,
and I'm like, damn, you didn't change. You don't look nothing like that picture right there. And but I don't say that to them, but that's what
right,
I'm
right,
thinking,
right.
you know. But yeah, we got a dude. Is his name Steve? Johnson was his last name. But anyway, he used to play tight end for us in football. And he wasn't no great big dude, but he wasn't no little dude either, right? Man, the last time I went there, because I didn't go to the last one, I was fed up with him. But I had some people talk me into coming. This is our 50th, man. You need to come. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Steve Johnson, that's his name. And so, dude walked up to me and started talking. He didn't have no name tag on.
Hmm.
So I'm like, well, who is this dude? Steve and looked like he done grew about 4 more inches taller and about 8 more inches wider. And homeboy had a Grizzly Adams beard covering his whole face. He looked like Santa Claus, man. And I'm like, who in the hell is he talking to me like he know me? Well, he did know me, you know. I just didn't know who he was, And I was like, he's like, I said, man, I'm sorry, man. I said, because he didn't have his name tag on.
Right.
He had his overalls on with one side clipped, the other was hanging down with the beard. I was like, I don't know who this is. And I said, man, I'm sorry, man. What's your name again? He said, man, this Steve, man. I was like, Steve Jones? He's like, I felt embarrassed, but then again, hey, man, you come up here with a Halloween costume on, as far as I'm concerned, you know. But yeah, man, going back and seeing some of those folks, man, it's like how they change. We all changed.
Sure. Oh yeah,
I ain't trying to
right.
act like I ain't changed, but pretty much you can recognize who's who if you
Yeah.
knew them. But some people change so drastically that man, it's whatever. There's this one girl, that Sheila Smith. She used to run the thing kind of. Sheila was uh, in our class, and you ever? I'm sure you know a girl that you ain't never thought nothing of, but just she was a girl. She was nice. You talked to her,
Right.
kind of thing. And that's how Sheila was with me. And I didn't know till my partner Curtis down there told me one time. She said, "Boy, there's somebody in here's got a crush on you." I'm like, "This is you." I'm talking about how I was married. We was at a reunion. He said, she told me she loved her some Rodney Turner. I was like, who? He said, Sheila. I said, Sheila who? Sheila Smith. I said, oh, Lord. No. You know how you see somebody that's just all they ever gonna be is just a
Right.
friend. Anyway, here's late when I went home from my partner's mother's funeral. She walked up to me. I looked at her. I was like, damn. I said, Sheila? She goes, yeah, man. Sheila done looked like she done did a Benjamin Button.
Oh really?
Yeah, she got her hair all slick to the side, and I mean, it wasn't slick to the side, but she got a nice little hairdo on her. I guess she lost some weight, and she looked. I said, "You look nice, girl." I just gave her a compliment. But yeah, she looked nice when they start every other day, which I don't get on Facebook that often. But now her picture is the first thing that pops up when I get on there. She's falling in love with that new look.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she done got her some GLP-1 and got her a new hairdo and got her some nice looking glasses on. I said, damn, she's starting for round two now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, boy, some went one way and some looked the other.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I know and they were primarily white girls. It was everybody, especially a few brothers, were just crazy about all they talked about. One of them was a cheerleader, and
Hmm.
well, two of them were cheerleaders, and they were just all they talked. I said to myself, I like say once again saying it to myself, I'm like, I still don't see what they saw in y'all. I mean, like you say, somebody that saw all of a sudden, you said, "Damn, man, look at
Yeah.
how they looking now." I have no idea what they saw in either one of y'all going in high school, but they were just all crazy about
Hmm.
these two. And this one was one of those that she was okay in high school, but she was real friendly, real outgoing, and just one of those kind of girls that everybody just sort of warmed up to and liked kind of thing. And now it's almost like, well, yeah, you were right there on the borderline looks wise back then. You well over the line
Hmm.
now. But
Hmm.
like I said, but she was a real nice girl.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing how things turn out because I know in ours, just case in point, Sh- Sheila wasn't nowhere on that hot girl list, in school, and that's the way it is turned out on there. All the girls that were like homely looking and not, well, they some fine ass people now. And the ones that everybody thought was hot looked like they done had 12 kids and looked kind of rough. It's amazing how things turn out. You just don't never know.
Yeah, I just got back from my class reunion, and as Rodney and I talked about, there's some that look just like they did 51 years ago. There's others that not so much. Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition. Join us next time for Old Fools Talking Old School. Until then, this is Mickey G. Hey.